Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. My name is Abbas Alvi. Like every week, I'm here today, brought you the Himmat Karoo program. A lot of feedback I've received, and I really thank to the people, those who have written us, taken their time. Today's program is a bit different because I mentioned in one of my first episodes that if I have an English guest, this program will be in English. If I have Urdu, if I have Punjabi, then I can speak Punjabi very good. And I can also speak Arabic too, for some of you may not know. There are a lot of questions. First of all, I would like to mention this program will be focused on real estate issues. There are a lot of issues which is very hard to discuss in a very short period of time. I have a long list of those issues, but we will speak about affordability, about development in GTA, and some cancellation of condominiums, and what is presently happening in a condo industry, in a real estate market. I have a very wonderful guest tonight. The person whom I worked with a very longer period of time, and I'm still working with him. He's a very good buddy of mine. He works for Royal LePage Vision Realty, the same company that I work with. But last 8 years we've been working together. He is the man, I would say, for example, if you walk out on any show or any event and you say, wow. So when you say, wow, there's always somebody behind it who organize it, who always put together the things. He's that type of person. He's very analytical, very knowledgeable. He lives in Mississauga, very familiar with every nook and corner of Mississauga. He also very familiar with the downtown. Very good friend and very good person to talk to. I want to introduce you first to him, and then we will start the question answer session. And I have a very difficult questions for him today to answer, and let's see how he responds. So welcome, my friend. His name is Justin D'Souza from Royal LePage Vision Realty. Welcome to the show, Justin.
Thank you, Abbas. It's my pleasure to be here. What an introduction. What an introduction. Thank you very much.
All right. Thanks very much for coming, Justin. It's really a pleasure to me also, to have like you on board, be part of this show. I want to start off, or I would say I want to kick off with one of the very hot topic, which is affordability. You take newspaper, you go online, or you watch TV, there's always a problem, always there is a question, what will happen to GTA or Toronto, where is the affordability, where we can buy, how we can buy. There are tons of questions that we come across every day. Any articles that you read that talk about affordability. So I would like to ask my guest, Justin, to speak about or give us information about affordability, why we got into this affordability problem at the first place, and if he has some solution or some input about affordability issues, how we can come out of it. So Justin, this is the first take.
Yeah, well, it's definitely a hot button issue. You're very right. Like, any calls we get is like, how can I afford, right? But like you said, you gotta take it back. How did this start? Definitely interest rate had a huge issue, and how the economy was stalled back in like 2009. So the government brought the interest rate down, the overnight rate down. So between 2009 and 2017, it was 1% or below, right? And it stimulated the market. It did. But what happened is people jumped into real estate. They went crazy for real estate, and it turned into a supply issue. So much demand, not enough supply. So that was one stress that happened that drove the prices crazy. Like, two years ago yourself, you probably were in multiple offer situations, and people were jumping over each other just to get this house, and it was like 100,000, 200,000 over asking, right? So it was growing out of proportion. Government had to do something, right? government had to do something to regulate this, right? And that's why we've seen, I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but that's why you've seen interest rates go up, right? And what happened? It did stall our market. Other issues with affordability is the cost of materials to actually build these buildings, right? I think we had a conversation, look at the price of concrete even, right? Price of glass, the price of wood, the price of metal, it all has gone up, right? So that has a pressure on affordability, right? So again, we as Canadians are carrying a lot of debt, right? We in Vancouver, they carry what's called 242% debt rate ratio. Do you know what that means? That means for every dollar that we have of disposable income, we owe $2.42. That's ridiculous. And in Toronto, we're not that far behind. We're at 208, right? So, and 2/3 of that money is based on mortgages.
Wow.
So the government looked at that and said, you know what? We have to stop this. We're going to have a bunch of foreclosures. So what did they do? They hiked their interest rate, and they brought in the stress test, right?
It's really stressful.
It is very stressful, right? And it stalled our market.
Right. You rightly said it's all fueled by, it's the stimulus that the government initially introduced to boost the economy, and which resulted in buying properties, and either it's a condo or it's a townhouse or any kind of property. People, they ran and bought those properties. You mentioned about the price. Material has really gone up. Interesting. I mean, I was reading one of the article, and it says that the builders, the glass and concrete, they buy, and it has gone up 20%. From 2017, it has gone 20%. And some builders, they try to be smart to buy this glass and concrete in advance, like for their third or second or fifth phase, but they were not able to do so. The reason why, because demand. The manufacturer, they know that they are not going to sell on the same price. So they give you guarantee price, but there is a cost attached to it, which ultimately goes to the consumer, to the client. So this is really, really a huge issue. Is there any solution to this? I mean, I also read a few days ago, there's a lot of condominium, a lot of houses are coming into the market. That was in this April.
Yeah.
So do you think it's going to make any impact on it?
Yeah, so I mean, as we know, like there was a report that did come out, said that housing starts are up 22% in April, like all over Canada, and in Ontario, it's 46% up.
Oh.
So we are moving in the right direction. Like I said, this is a supply problem. So what do? You create more supply for the demand. But it's still not enough, right?
Not enough.
We're going in the right direction, but it's still not enough. We're still behind. There's demand not only on people who want to buy. There's demand of people that need to rent, and there's no purpose-built buildings just for rental.
Right.
So it's going in the right direction, and it's great. Right? Almost 50% increase in Ontario alone, month over month, is great. But we need more, and I don't know if we can get more, because like you said, like there's cost of concrete. All these guys are saying that they're pouring as much concrete as they can, right? They're at capacity. So it's going in the right direction, but it has to keep going in that direction. Keep going.
I mean, right, this is not enough. Because the reason I'm saying it, because I read an article by our immigration minister last year. He wrote that we need to up 0.1% of immigrants. Like right now, it's 0.08% of the total population. We need this to up 0.09% because we are short of the targets. We need immigrants, in this country to run the engine of the economy.
Yeah.
Because what happened? If we look at, there is also the report from the government that I want to share with you. It says, and the numbers are astonishing. First of all, I was shocked when I read this and how the government is tackling this issue. It says that in 1971, it was 6.6 people, working people, to 1 retire. 6.6 to 1, all right? But if you look at 2012, it dropped. It dropped to 3.4 people working and 1 retire. And you know what's going to happen in 2036? If this goes on and on, it will be 2 people working and 1 retire. Wow. 2 to 1, right?
Yeah.
So government is aware of this, right? And now, when we get to that level, 80% of the immigrants will be below 45 years. This is already planned,
Yeah.
right? Otherwise, we see the disaster. We
Yeah.
don't see this economy moving. So with that, so much people coming in to this country, I mean, we're talking about the new condos, 20%, 30%. I don't see, you rightly said, I don't see that we will have enough buildings or rentals to support that level of flood of immigrants. Those are planned in the pipeline about to come.
Yeah.
So we will continue, Justin, on this interesting topic of real estate. I have tons of questions. I won't let you go away. Today, it's a time for a little short break. Ladies and gentlemen, when we will come back, we will discuss some other issues like cancellation of a lot of condominiums and tons of more questions. So stay with us, don't go away. We'll be back. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching Himmat Karoo. I'm with one of my friends, Justin D'Souza, who's a real estate agent with Royal LePage, Vision Realty. We are having a very interesting discussion about real estate, different issues. We covered the issue of affordability, and also we touched base on immigration, that how many immigrants are coming to this country. Now we're going to talk about a development. Because I do see when I go to Scarborough, I see the digging, all the way, miles of digging, and LRT is coming. And also in Mississauga, where Justin lives, there is a LRT plan, millions of dollars government is spending, and a lot of new condo project in Mississauga too coming. So Justin, tell me, what impact will it make to the infrastructure or the people, those who are coming, or the market, the overall market, I would say the properties. What do you take, like after all this development, what we see?
Well, first of all, let me take a situation.
Yeah.
Right? We're all very familiar of sitting on the 401 for hours.
Yeah, that's why we
sometimes.
took 407.
Right? Yeah, 407 to get here, right?
Yeah.
But is what we do, or what are we doing to ease that, right? I mean, we're already behind. No two ways about it. We're already behind. We should have started developing a while ago. But these LRTs that are coming, one coming to Eglinton, which is called the Eglinton Crosstown LRT, right? Which is, at its peak, it's going to move 5,500 people an hour.
Ah.
5,500 people an hour.
I should buy my Presto right now.
Yeah, there you go. And it will reduce travel times by almost up to 50%. So just think of that, right? These things go like 80 kilometers an hour. Two, like you mentioned, the Hurontario LRT. If you've ever been in Mississauga, trying to go north and south on Hurontario is ridiculous. And you're stuck on the 403. Why are we doing that? Why are we still doing that? So with this LRT, it's supposed to be done in 2022. It's going to go from Shoppers World in Brampton, which is right on the border of Mississauga and Brampton, and it's going to go all the way to Port Credit GO Station, right? And it's going to link with two GO trains, so Port Credit, and then you have the Milton line. And then it's going to be going in within Square One, and it's going to be linked with all the bus. Like there's a city center bus terminal there that they go everywhere. Go to Waterloo, goes downtown. Doesn't matter. There's tons of buses there.
Sorry does that mean that the property values going to go up?
Yes,
More up,
Obviously,
more?
obviously, of course,
All right.
of course. Like if you have like anybody who's an investor who's invested anywhere near one of these stops are going to see a bump in their prices. Anybody who's looking to invest right now, go online or talk to us obviously, and look at the map and see where these projects are put. I mean, there's projects by Aspen Ridge called Crosstown. You've got projects in Mississauga that are right on here, Ontario, and Eglinton, and even south of Burnhamthorpe. There are projects soon. It's like having water or the sun, and you see how the plants turn towards the sun. That's exactly how property values are going to go up.
I'm imagining it.
Right? Property values are going to go up like that with these LRTs, right? But is it enough? I think it is. I think this is a good start of how we're going to move people in the future, right? I mean, yeah, we probably need some more investment in subways across the city. LRT is a good start, a really good start by our provincial government to support our cities.
Okay, is this, I mean, the infrastructure that we're talking about, because we are getting density-wise overcrowded, like you mentioned 401. So where we stand, I want to tell my audience right now, Toronto, because there are other cities in the world to you. I mean, there are New York, Paris, Hong Kong, Tokyo. Are we too bad?
Okay, we honestly, I'm gonna kind of go off book and say we need to chill out.
Chill out?
Chill out.
Wow.
Right? As a city, I mean, Canada, we're used to having lots of space. Yeah, now we're a world-class city, but honestly, when we're compared to the top 30 developed cities in the world, we rank 19th when it comes to density.
Oh.
Right? We have 4,457 people per square kilometer. We actually rank below Vancouver and below Montreal when it comes to density of a city.
Oh.
Right? So just compare us to Hong Kong. Hong Kong has almost 26,000 people per square kilometer.
Oh,
right?
How do they survive?
I know,
How
you're
how
on,
they breathe?
you think we're on top of each other. You know, I mean, we rank way below New York, which is almost 11,000 people per square kilometer, and London is just over 11,000 people per square kilometer.
I don't go to London, that's why.
Yeah. So honestly, like, we have room to grow.
Yeah, I mean, that's good to know. That's good to know. Like, I do see people complaining all the time. And I had a short video on that also. You know, you go DVP, you go 401, you know, you always see the stuck up of traffic.
Yeah.
I imagine, I've been to Bangkok. Unimaginable traffic.
Yeah.
Unimaginable traffic. New York also, unimaginable traffic. I mean, people still, they are coping with all this, right? They're surviving. But we need to cool down.
Yeah, we need to cool down.
We need to cool down.
But I mean, if you've been to New York, executives take the subway.
Yes.
Right? So let's get out of this mentality of we have to be in a car to get anywhere. I mean, you and I need to be, because we show properties, we have to put people in our car.
Right.
But not everybody needs to take a car. If you look again on the 401, you'll see one person in a car, right? What good is that? Right? So like I said, LRT, transit, and more investment into our transit and into developing our cities, right, is where it's at. And I mean, there are other developments as well. Mississauga is pulling away, controversially probably, from Peel, but they're developing their own city. They want to be self-sustainable, right? So not just building condos, they're building business and attracting business. So instead of people driving to Toronto or taking transit to Toronto, they're sustaining themselves within the city.
I can smell it in the air. I'm telling you.
Right?
All right, so we have to move on to another question because problem is with the time.
Oh, time, yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about another hot issue, the cancellation. After 3 years, well, if I invest, and after 3 years you tell me, take your money, we are not building anymore. How frustrating this is going to be to me.
Yeah.
You know, you held my money for 3 years, and now you're saying I could have done something else.
Yeah.
All right, so why these projects got canceled? Is it only the price? on what it is?
Well, like we talked earlier about the expenses that comes along with actually, building a condo. But, as realtors or as the general public, we have to be very cautious of who we do business with. We have to screen our builders. First thing to look is, what have they done in the past? What is their track record, right? And you have good builders like Tridel, like Great Gulf, like Minky's. Like you have big name builders out there, and yeah, their prices might be a little bit higher, but it's for a reason, right? They can sustain. If something happens, or the building doesn't sell as much as they would want, they're not just gonna pack up and go, right? Which a lot of these small time people will do, right? One-off builder will do, right? And like you said, it is frustrating. I could have put the money in a bank with very little interest and make more money. You're giving me my money back, but where's that interest I could have made in 3 years? That is not the value of my money. You're giving me past value, or the value was 3 years ago, back to me. So you've actually taken my money.
Really, and it happens with a lot of my friends.
Yeah.
When the builder opens the door, there's a big lineup. People, they start making line like 2 days before, right? And it's shocking.
Yeah.
And after all these efforts, and you get your money back, and that's really frustrating. 1,100 contract in one cancel.
Yeah, that's
all
sad.
right. It was a good project in Kennedy on 401. It was when it started. It was sold like this.
Yeah.
When I reached there, it was gone. All right, but cancel.
But that was built, I don't mean to interrupt you, that was built on the back of the successful Tridel, and you know how good the Metrogate community was.
Right, no, it's fabulous,
right?
fabulous.
So it was built on the back of that, right? Because it was such a hot area, because Tridel made it a hot area.
Right.
So these guys came in, took the money, and then they didn't know what they were doing.
Right, so what we got from this, that we have to be very careful when we make the decision of whom we want to go with. Okay, at the end, very end, because I got a signal, then I have to end the show. About our new office.
Yes.
We are expanding. Royal LePage Vision Realty. Can you talk about it? Because you are the person who behind the throne. I see you running around here and there, putting up everything together, awards and all that.
Yeah.
Can we briefly touch on this?
Yeah, well, as you know, we launched in April, just this past month. We had a great event, a lot of fun. Invited our realtors from Scarborough, as well as realtors from outside, and we all enjoyed awards and then grand opening. It gave an opportunity to show the Scarborough agents what we have to offer downtown. Now, this downtown location was chosen very strategically because it's in the middle of one of the fastest growing communities within Toronto, which is called East Bayfront. Thousands of new condos down there. And that's everything that we're going to do at this location is very condo-centric. We're going to have events there. We're going to have lunch and learns. Everything is to do about condos. And what makes us special is we're 100% paperless. 100% paperless.
Right.
No longer am I carrying. I shouldn't be carrying this today. It's iPad. It's your iPhone. It's your laptop, and you're connected 24/7 to the office, 24/7 to your clients. No matter where you are, where they are in the world. That's what we have to offer, really.
Honestly, when I went there, the feeling, the confidence that you get when you walk into this office, which is super, super stylish, I would say. You really love to work.
Yes.
You really love to work. Your enthusiasm goes so high.
Yeah.
You become so much pumped.
Yeah.
Then I want to make sale. I want to do something. I want to go out, meet with people. So that's our office, and you will see the pictures you might be seeing while we are talking for this wonderful office. If you have intentions to join us, our office, Royal LePage Vision Realty, you can give us information will be at the end of this program. I can tell you, you can call Justin, you can call me, and we can have one-on-one, session with you guys if you are interested, either you want to join us or either you want to be our client. So we will try to help you the best way that we can. So with all that, we spoke about a lot of stuff here, and then a lot of stuff I'm not going with because the time is the only problem, right? But anyway, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this program, and you must have got something out of it. And I'll see you next week with a new guest. I would like to thank Justin D'Souza again for his valuable time, and we were able to explore a lot of information. He's a very informative guy, so he will be coming to this interview in here in my studio time and again, and hopefully see you next week. Up until then, take care of yourself, take care of your family, make a good decision. Goodbye.